Hi students, now in this video lecture we will go through electrolysis of copper sulfate solution, right? Here is a simple diagram that we would be using to explain electrolysis of copper sulfate solution, right? So we know that copper sulfate is a salt, right? And the things that we need to check here is what is the electrolyte, what are the electrodes, right? Now here the most important thing in the electrolysis of copper sulfate is, in the previous lecture on electrolysis we have when we studied electrochemical series, right, we have studied one thing, that the nature of electrodes, right? When we have more than one ion, right, more than one cation or anion, the selective discharge depends on the nature of electrodes as well, right? And the nature of electrodes sometimes decide the product of electrolysis, right? Whether the electrode is reactive, right? If the electrode is reactive, then the product of electrolysis may go ahead and react with the electrodes. And the second thing is, sometimes electrodes may also take part in the electrode reactions, right? The reactions that normally occur in electrolysis, we have seen the electrolysis that we have done before, like electrolysis of water, lead bromide, the electrode was not taking part in the electrode reactions. But in this case we will take two scenarios: when electrodes are of platinum, right, and when electrodes are of copper, right? Basically the difference would be at anode. If we take copper anode, and the second case if we take platinum anode, we will see that the product of electrolysis would be different. So here the main thing that you need to focus here is the nature of electrodes, right? Nature of electrode, depending on the nature of electrode, the product that we will get on electrolyzing copper sulfate solution would be different, right? This is would be the main focus for this electrolysis, and rest of the things like migration to anode and cathode, oxidation, reduction would remain the same, and two ions would migrate, so which one will discharge, that would remain the same, right? So we will take first scenario when electrolysis of copper sulfate solution is done using platinum anode and platinum cathode, right? And first let's see what is the electrolyte. Electrolyte would be copper sulfate in distilled water, copper sulfate in distilled water with trace amount of sulfuric acid, trace amount of concentrated sulfuric acid, right, to increase conductivity of electrolyte. Right? And how does concentrated sulfuric acid will increase the conductivity of electrolyte? It will increase the conductivity of electrolyte by increasing the concentration of sulfate ions, right, and hydrogen ions. So we have more ions means more electric current will pass, right? So this is how concentrated sulfuric acid will increase the conductivity. Now electrodes, the electrode that we would be using here is, in the first scenario, electrodes would be platinum anode, right, and cathode platinum or copper. Any cathode you can use of copper or platinum, right? So in the first case anode would be platinum and cathode would be platinum or copper, anyone you can use, right? And what would be the ions present? Ions present would be, since we have copper sulfate which will ionize to form copper, plus sulfate, like water will ionize to give you hydrogen ions and hydroxyl ions, right? Sulfuric acid will also ionize to give you hydrogen ions and sulfate ions, right? So ions present would be copper ions, sulfate ions, hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions, right? These are ions present. So now let's see, when we turn on current, when current will enter in the electrolyte through these metallic electrodes, right? Metallic plates which we call electrodes, because we know, just to revise, that current will enter the electrolyte through cathode and leave the electrolyte through anode. So when current will enter the electrolyte, let's see. So one thing we also know, that when current will enter the electrolyte, these mobile ions will start moving towards their respective electrode, and this movement of ions towards respective electrode will constitute an electric current and will allow electric current. This movement of ions will allow electric current to pass through the electrolyte, right? So when current is turned on, right, the electrode reactions, let's see what would be the electrode reactions. Electrode reactions at, we have hydrogen ions, copper ions, right? These will move towards cathode, right? At cathode, hydrogen ions and copper ions will migrate, right? Hydrogen and copper ions will migrate to cathode. Now what, based on the selective discharge of ions, right, which among these two will discharge, that is, which among these two will react at cathode, right? We will look at electrochemical series, right? Electrochemical series of metals. In this case, since copper is below hydrogen, right, so copper will discharge, or copper will react at cathode. We know that the metal ion which is below in the electrochemical series would get preferentially discharged, right, or selectively discharged, right? So which one is below among these two, between these two? Copper is below hydrogen, right? Hydrogen is here, copper is here, so copper is below hydrogen, so copper will selectively discharge at cathode. So copper will migrate to cathode and undergo reduction reaction, right? Will gain 2 electrons and form neutral copper atoms, right, which is a pink or reddish brown copper metal that will get deposit on cathode here. So copper ions will discharge at cathode, they will gain 2 electrons forming copper metal, right? And this is pink or reddish brown metal. Remember the color, right? So this is the reaction that would occur at cathode, right? Now at anode, which is a positive electrode, at anode, among these 4 ions, at anode anions will migrate, right? And we have 2 anions, sulfate anion and hydroxyl ion, right? Now again, here preferential discharge or selective discharge of ions we need to consider, right? Which among sulfate and between sulfate and hydroxyl, which one will discharge at anode? So if we look at electrochemical series of anions, we know that sulfate is at the top and hydroxyl is at the bottom. So hydroxyl ion will discharge. Why? Because it lies below in the electrochemical series, right? So at anode, hydroxyl ions will discharge, right? To form, hydroxyl ion will discharge and undergo oxidation. and undergo oxidation. We know that it's an anion, it has excess charge, so OH ion will lose electron at anode, right? It will lose one electron and will form OH radical. Similarly, one more OH radical will form and two OH radicals, like we have done in electrolysis of water. Two OH radical will react to give you one molecule of water and one oxygen atom, right? So two OH radicals gave you one oxygen atom. Similarly, two more OH radicals will react to give you one more oxygen atom. So in total, four OH radicals will react to give you one molecule of oxygen, right? And in this, total 4 electrons are lost, right? So here also 4 OH radicals will lose 4 electrons. Let's just do first. OH will migrate to anode, right? Will lose one electron and form OH radical, right? Similarly, one more OH radical will lose an electron, one more hydroxyl ion will lose an electron to give you hydroxyl radical. So two hydroxyl radical will react to form water plus one oxygen atom, right? So two OH radical gave you one oxygen atom. Similarly, two more OH radical will give you one more oxygen atom. So in total, 4 OH radicals or 4 hydroxyl ions will lose. We can write it, the overall equation we can write it like this: will lose 4 electrons to give you 2 water molecules, right, and 1 oxygen molecule, right? We can look at here, one hydroxyl ion is losing an electron to give you 1 OH radical. Similarly, 2 hydroxyl ion will lose 2 electrons to give you 2 OH radicals, right? And these 2 OH radicals will combine to give you 1 oxygen atom, right? Similarly, 4 hydroxyl atoms will lose 4 electrons, right, and will form 4 OH radicals, and they will give you 1 oxygen molecule and 2 water molecule. So product at anode, when platinum anode was used, is oxygen. The difference in both the cases, when we use, in place of platinum anode, if we use copper anode, the product would be different at anode, right? So difference would only be in the product that is obtained at anode. So here, product at cathode that you got is copper metal, reddish brown copper metal, right? And at anode you get oxygen gas, these two. So this is the case when platinum anode was used, and copper or platinum, whichever cathode you can use, product will remain the same. Now we have a second case, and one more thing you need to remember here. Since these are the ions that are present, right? Ions present are copper, sulfate, OH and hydrogen ions. And the color of the electrolyte is blue due to the presence of copper ions, right? And we are seeing that copper ions are moving towards cathode, right, and are getting discharged. So slowly copper ions are becoming less in electrolyte, right? And slowly you will see that blue color of electrolyte will fade due to the copper ions that are getting deposited at cathode. Copper ions are becoming less in electrolyte, right? Due to which the color of electrolyte, which is blue, will get fade, because the blue color of electrolyte was due to these copper ions. So as these copper ions will keep moving towards cathode, right? This was the reaction. I'll just show you with a different pen. As these copper ions, right, will move towards cathode, right, and will get deposit, right, and will get deposit to form pink or reddish brown copper metal, right? So slowly due to this reaction that is taking place at cathode, which is reduction of copper ions to form copper metal, the copper ions, right, all these copper ions slowly will get consumed, right, and the time will come when all copper ions will get consumed, right, and the electrolyte will turn colorless. From blue it will turn colorless. Why? Because of the absence of copper ions. And where copper ions have gone? Copper ions are deposited at cathode, right? So, and eventually when copper ions will finish, electrolysis of water will start. Because if you recall, the electrolysis of water, hydrogen, hydroxyl and sulfate ions were present in electrolyte during electrolysis of copper sulfate. So when copper ions will finish, electrolysis of water will start. Right, so I'll just this is very important. Why the color? When? Because the question that you will get is, when using platinum anode and copper cathode, right, the blue color of the electrolyte slowly discharges. The blue color of the electrolyte will fade, right? What is the reason? Whatever I have explained to you, right? So I'll just mention it over here. Blue color of electrolyte is due to copper ions, right, which will fade slowly, and finally electrolyte turns colorless, right? Since copper ions are discharging at cathode, right? So all these copper ions are discharging at cathode, giving you copper metal. So all these copper ions will discharge at cathode, and blue color of electrolyte was due to these copper ions. So the blue color of the electrolyte will fade and will turn colorless, right? And when all copper ions have deposited at cathode, what will happen? The first thing that will happen is electrolyte will turn colorless, right? And the second thing that will happen, electrolysis of water will start. Why? Because we have now sulfate, hydroxyl and hydrogen ions. We have sulfate, hydroxyl and hydrogen ions in electrolyte, right? So the product that you would be obtained at anode would be oxygen, right? And product that would be obtained at cathode would be hydrogen when copper ions will finish. So when copper ions will finish in this electrolysis, the product obtained at cathode would be hydrogen, right? Since electrolysis of water has started and copper ions have finished, because earlier copper metal was deposited. Why? Because copper ions were there. When copper ions will finish, the product obtained at cathode would be hydrogen, and at anode would remain same as oxygen. Now let's take a different scenario when instead of platinum anode, now we will take copper anode. Now let's see how the reactions would differ. right? So when copper anode is taken, when copper anode and copper cathode is used, or anode cathode can be of platinum or copper, doesn't matter. When copper anode, let's say, and copper cathode are used, let's see what will happen. At ions would remain the same, right? Ions would be copper ions, sulfate ions, hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions, right? So at cathode, cations will migrate, copper and hydrogen will migrate, right? Copper and hydrogen will migrate, right? And based on the selective discharge of ions, if we look into the electrochemical series, since copper is below hydrogen, so copper will preferentially discharge, or copper will preferentially react to form the similar reaction that we saw here. Copper will react, gaining 2 electrons, and copper will undergo reduction, right, and form copper metal, pink or reddish brown copper metal. Now let's see what will happen at anode. At anode, we have two anions, sulfate and hydroxyl and sulfate will migrate, right? Hydroxyl ion and sulfate ions both will migrate to anode, right? Now, which one will discharge? In this case, when platinum anode was used, it was OH ions that were preferentially discharged, forming oxygen gas, because OH ion is below in the electrochemical series of anions compared to sulfate. So OH ions will preferentially migrate, but in this case it would be a different case. Since when OH ions and sulfate ions will migrate to anode, both, since these are anions, they will undergo oxidation. Oxidation means loss of electrons, right? But we have copper anode in this case, right? So since hydroxyl ion has a tendency to lose electrons, similarly sulfate ions have a tendency to lose electrons. Now if we look at copper metal, the tendency of copper metal to lose electrons is higher compared